he's coming. Bam! Good time, Charlie. And it's early. Charlie's not awake yet. It's right around 7 o'clock in the morning. We're trying to get this terrible job that we got to do today done as early as possible. Yeah, the heat and humidity here in southeast Louisiana, it is just unmerciful in August. So it doesn't matter really what time we start. The humidity's already probably 200% right now. It doesn't really matter. But the job that we're going to be doing today and the video that we're going to be making today is not one that I look forward to. This year, and I don't know the reason why, but the hive beetle population in our area is just exploding. It's just exploding. And it's not just for me and our bees, it's all over the area. And so today I got Charlie out with me this morning because I've been doing this already for a few days, and the amount of beetles that I've been coming across is just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And like I said, I've never seen this many beetles. We always have beetles, but not to the extent they are right now. And so today I said, Charlie, come, you got to video this because people just aren't gonna believe it unless you see it. And what we're gonna do is we're just removing the beetles from the hives. And now, granted, I'm probably in the worst location right now, our St. Teresa yard. Charlie, go ahead and grab the camera and pan the area that we're looking at. Now, as you can see, it's all wooded area right there. And you can see our bees, our bee boxes, there they are right there. So it's heavily shaded, you know, it's just a moist area. It's just the ideal location for beetles. I've already talked with the homeowner here. We're actually going to be moving these boxes in the fall time. We're going to get them out of the woods and actually put them on his property. So the situation hopefully will change when we move that. But the process that we're going to be using today, let me grab it. Or the method that we're going to be employing this morning is we're going to be using the Everything Beetle Vac, not the Everything Bee Vac, the Everything Beetle Vac. And this is what I've been doing the last few days. There's just been so many beetles in these boxes. I'm simply removing the beetles, and then what am I doing after that?
We're checking for dead outs.
Yeah, that too, because it's just that time of year. But we're also we're going to be putting a beetle trap inside that. So, you know, it's not a happy video for sure, but one that I think
it's one that we have to do.
Yeah, and it's worthy of showing. So by the grace of God, we're gonna probably go through about, well, all I have is 9 more traps left. I ordered some more, so we're gonna get those 9 done today, and then we're gonna head back up to the Abbey. So you ready to go check some bee boxes?
Let's go do it.
All right, let's get out there. I'm gonna show you the traps that I'm gonna be using, and I like this type of beetle trap, mostly because it's reusable. They have several different types of traps, and I know that I'm going to get a lot of comments on ways of doing this, and I'm happy to share all that stuff with everybody, share the comments, let other people read them. But this is just the way that I do this, and it's worked for me in the past, so this is the method I use. There's so many ways of trying to rid your hives of beetles, but for me this has been the most effective. And all it is just a piece of plastic, and the lid opens up, and I'm just using vegetable oil, and I just pour the oil inside of the containers. You can see the little container, and close it up. And why a beetle trap is effective is because of these tiny little slits in there. Beetles love they think they're hiding, and they get to go inside of there, and then they get trapped inside of the trap right there. So we're going to grab all of these things, and we're going to head over to those boxes and just find out how bad this really is.
I see activity on this
come
one.
Look at this, Charlie. You can obviously tell this one is a dead out. Look at this. Look. Obviously, that's a dead out. And when I came here last time, I knew this was a dead out. However, this one, this is a newly dead out. In fact, let me move this, set this stuff down. It may be so new that wax moth may not have even gotten up into it yet. So the moths haven't even gotten up. This is the honey super, obviously, but let's see if the brood chambers had moth in them yet. And like I said, this last time I came to this yard, probably about 3 weeks ago. So this hive has, look, we got wax moth right here, Charlie. A larva right there.
Yep, and a larvae right there.
Let's see how bad they are. And this is another reason why I want to get out here right now, because if I can save any of this comb, I certainly will. So you can tell it was robbed out, right? You can just, this is all signs when they chew the cappings like that, that's robbed out. This box does not appear to be in bad shape, that if I get it into the freezer, I'll be able to save the comb, at least some of it, because you can see we got wax moth larvae right here, we've got the silk right here, we got cocoons right here. So some of these frames I will be able to salvage. Generally it's those frames on the outside that are in the best condition, because the moths generally start from the center out. And there was a hive beetle right there. Alright, so I know I've got 2 dead outs in this yard for sure, that we got to go bring all the equipment back with us today. So let's get over to these 3 hives that we know we have bees in. And all these hives were strong in the early spring time. So that's why you see all of them had 3 supers on them, because I thought I was going to get honey off of them, but that's not the way it works. So let's go down there, and we'll start on this one right here. Now, before I even open up that lid, I'm going to just put a little bit of smoke on the bees. Lately, in the last couple of days that I've been doing this, the bees have been really gentle, surprisingly, and I haven't used much smoke, but I've got it lit just in case. So let's go ahead and we're going to pop the lid off. And what I've been finding is that when I take this lid off, if I have beetles on the top of the lid, which has been the case, then there's also going to be beetles underneath the lid. So what I'm going to be doing is I'll remove the lid and immediately start vacuuming the beetles that are crawling around here. I try not to get any bees in the vacuum, but some of them do get in there. But I'll remove the beetles from the top, and then after I remove the beetles from the top, then I will then pop the lid and remove the beetles from the bottom. So I'm going to turn on the bee vac because it has to be running when I do this. And let's find out how bad this is. Look at all the beetles right here. And this is what the bees will typically, they'll herd the beetles up into the top and then underneath it. And look, so look at all these dead beetles right here. I don't know what happened to them, but we're going to vacuum them up as well. We're going to get rid of everything because beetles will hide in beetles. Let me push these bees out of here. The bees will stick around because their job is to herd these, corral the beetles. All right, so we got the beetles off of all this. And trust me, that was not bad. That amount of beetles, that wasn't bad. So let's go ahead and remove our inner cover now. And more than likely we're going to find beetles underneath here as well. Look at that, which is why I got to go quick. And then on top, and I saw several of them fly off. So we did remove a bunch of them for sure. Now I'm not going to go into the hive because that I don't want to disturb anything that's already in there. So at this point I removed the beetles that I could physically see, and now I'm going to put a trap inside of here to catch the remaining ones. So let's go ahead and open up our little beetle trap and our little bottle with honey. And I don't put it over the hive doing this. I don't want any oil dripping into the hive. I fill about halfway up. So now both sides of the trap are filled. Close it. And one of the reasons I like this type of trap is because of these little arms. You just slide it in between the frames and push the arms over the frame, and that's it. And now we're going to put our lid back on it. Let me vacuum the beetles that are off of this, off the cover. And now all of those are gone. So we have removed a bunch of beetles right here. So we're going to move on to this box next. So let's find out what's in this one. Now let's get the ones over here. All right, so I'll grab the smoker now. I'm gonna put a couple of puffs of smoke on the bees to kind of push them down, and then I'll pop the lid, and I know we're gonna see a bunch. Look at the ones over here. Looks pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and put one of the traps in here. All right, let's get over to the next one. that was bad. Okay, here we go. All right, Charlie, let's put our trap in, close this one up, and then we are going to bring all of our dead outs to the truck. As I'm bringing that first hive back to the truck, that first dead out, and remember I told you that hive was alive 3 weeks ago. You can see what killed it was the beetles. Here is a telltale sign of beetle. When they go through the honeycomb and it just starts leaking out everything, and there's a beetle larva right there. The honey just leaks out through everything. The larvae defecate through the comb. It's just a nasty, nasty, nasty mess. And this is the bottom board, and so this was the box that was right above the bottom board, and so the box above it, the beetles had gotten to that and just slimed everything out. All this is going to become chicken food in just a little while. Well, our second hive also succumbed to the hive beetle, and this is you know, again, when you see all this wet comb like this, and so the beetles slime it out, the bees rob it out, and then the wax moth finish it off. Nasty, nasty. We're going to get all this stuff in the truck, and we're moving on to our next yard. Hopefully it won't be as bad. Look, I saved a little spot right there.
I see that. I'm glad you cleaned it off.
Yeah, I didn't want you to.
Man, if I had a little tonic to go with this gin, that would really finish the morning off for me.
He's telling a fib. It's just ice water. So we went to 3 yards, and we had 5 dead outs in those 3 yards, and every single one of those hives succumbed to what, Charlie?
To the beetles.
Yeah, every one of them was a hive beetle dead out. Every one of them had the residual of the honey in there, and I can smell without any problem the honey that's still in the boxes. So we got bees checking us out right now. So what we're going to do right now is going to end the video, but when Charlie and I get back up to the Abbey, I'm going to get out to the chicken yard, and all these boxes with the wax moth, all the frames, are just going to dump them out, and the chickens will once again have a little feast.
You'll clean it up.
Yeah, so I've still got a lot of hives to go visit, 6 more yards to go visit and do the same process with. I should have my new traps on Friday, and come Monday I'll be doing this process over until all of our hives.
Till they're all done.
Till they're all done. And then I won't be visiting the hives again until end of October, November, when we pull in all of our third boxes and get them down to 2.
That's it. That's all you've got?
Yeah, well, this definitely is not a fun job to do, but
somebody had to do it.
And it's a necessary job. We need to go through there, bring in our dead outs, clean that stuff up so that it just makes the job of cleaning up dead outs a lot easier.
Right. That's all you got?
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
it?
I
Any
will say this.
shout-outs?
No, I will
No
say
shout-outs?
this.
Okay.
The everything beetle vac worked excellent.
That does. That works good.
That worked really,
Yep.
really well.
Great for a relocating process.
Yeah, that for sure, Charlie. All right.
Well, that's all we've got. Thanks for watching.
Keep on watching.
We'll be making more.
God bless, Mr. Ed.
And good time, Charlie.
We are out here till when, Charlie?
Till that next video.
God bless everybody. Thank y'all.